quiet seaside town, an evil lain to rest centuries ago, has risen. An abandoned fortress deep in the swamp holds a secret that could save the village or destroy it. Now, a band of adventurers sets out to dig up the wounds of the past and bring the light of day to the roots of ruin. This is Tabletop Gold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Gold. Another exciting week of tabletop role-playing games, hanging out with friends, having a nice little time. My name is Lars Casteen. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Joined, as always, by Robin Lange. Hi, Robin.
Hello. Good your time.
Good your time. Everybody's loving good your time these days. There's a big groundswell for good your time.
Let's focus the time on you, Lars.
Yeah, I want when anybody says "good your time," it's of course talking about this guy.
But of course,
Talking
also being
Mr. Forehead over here.
the nonsense of the English language, your is also second person plural, so it's everyone.
Oh, good y'all's time.
Good y'all's
Zoe
time.
Chernicoff is here.
Good hour time. Let's make it
Okay.
communal.
I like it too. I like that one. David the Tin Man Chernicoff is here.
I'm going to say good your time and good our time, but I'm going to spell them YORENHOUR.
Oh, okay. Good your time, good in old time,
Yeah.
good olden days time, and
Right.
good our time, good time.
Yep.
Good time.
Armet Humphreys is also here.
I'm going to get extremely limited in the time I'm going to specify.
Mhm.
Good Lars time, y'all.
Yeah.
Ah.
Good great.
Lars
You know,
You know what's speaking of good Lars time, I've been having a great Lars time these days because I recently made a purchase. It is changing my life, and I want to tell all of you about it.
Can I ask
Spread
a
the
question?
gospel.
Okay, there were two separate questions that came through simultaneously. One of them seemed to be about the gospel.
I'm going to ask you some more questions while we resolve that.
Zoe
Okay.
and I timed it perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what either. I don't know what anybody said. What are the questions? I'm happy
Zoe's-
to answer all of them.
Mine was sarcastic, Zoe's was serious.
Well,
Okay, good.
no,
I'll deal
the
with
first
Zoe's
question was serious, but you're about to see that the second one was sarcastic, and that was, is it the cat pee shoes again? Did you buy another
It's not the cat pee shoes.
that would change your life significantly.
Yeah.
It did change my life. Did I mention on microphone that I saw a lady walking around my neighborhood with the cat pee shoes, and I had to hold my tongue about telling her about what her future was going to be like? I'll mention I've seen her again since then, and she's not wearing the cat pee shoes anymore. So I think that her story probably ended the same way that mine did. Anyway, no, I didn't buy more cat pee shoes, but I did buy another artificial polyurethane foam product. I bought a new mattress. Everybody.
Oh, that's a big
Yeah.
purchase.
It's a huge purchase. It's a purchase. I'm not necessarily positive that I can afford it, but I did make the purchase.
You can afford it for your back, Lars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I had enough. I was at a child's birthday party a couple of weeks ago, and I was standing was the activity that I was engaging in, and my back went and I was like, oh no. Oh, this is horrible. I asked myself for a second, am I having a panic attack? Because I was like, I'm not having a good time at this child's birthday party. So is it possible that this is all emotional, mental? And no, it turned out it was just my back. It was a physical issue. So I got a new mattress.
Would you have preferred to be so upset in that moment that you injured yourself to try to get out of there?
I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. It was so frustrating. It was so my wife, Sunny, was there at the same time. She was just about to leave right as my back went out. And in order for her to leave, she needed to carry, because this building didn't have a ramp on it, she needed to carry a stroller down several steps. And I was well, I'm not going to be able to do that. So instead, I'm just going to stand here in the corner of the room and hyperventilate for the next 45 minutes until I'm allowed to leave.
Yeah.
Which is what I did. And then I spent a lot of money on a mattress. I got the firmest damn mattress they sell.
What kind of
Okay.
mattress?
It's a firm foam mattress.
It's
is
a
what I bought.
pine wood plank.
It's a pine wood plank.
Which brand did you go for?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, okay.
Potential
makes a
future
difference.
sponsor.
Okay.
Potential
so
future sponsor.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer this question with a bit of a story. When I last bought a mattress, this is my second mattress I purchased as an adult, about 12 years ago. So it's time to get a new mattress now. I bought a mattress from a dude who rented an empty office in a pre-war office building in Midtown Manhattan, about a block and a half away from Macy's. You'd walk in and he would just be sitting there at a desk. He told me to then go to Macy's to lie down on a bunch of mattresses to use their showroom as his showroom. And then he cut me a deal on a mattress.
Wow, this is very New York.
It's so New York. I felt, look, New York is gritty again. And I felt pretty cool at the time.
Gritty.
So this guy was the worst, by which I mean best salesman I've ever encountered. And he sold me a mattress that was the opposite of what I wanted. I wanted a firm mattress, and he wound up convincing me to get the softest mattress that they sell. And I didn't realize until years later, I thought I was sleeping on a firm mattress, and I went online and read reviews, and I was like, this mattress is incredibly soft. And so then after that, my back gave out a decade later. I skipped some steps in the story, but that's the basic idea.
Mm-hmm.
This guy sucked. He would, people would ask him hey, does this mattress off gas? That's the thing that people talk about with foam mattresses. Does it off gas?
Mm-hmm.
When you sleep on it, do you get poisoned by vapors pouring off of the mattress?
Yikes.
He's like, if I told you this is what he said. I saw him say this to a person. If I told you it off-gassed marijuana smoke, would you want to buy it? And the person was like, what does that mean? And then dropped the question, and that was the end of the conversation.
Whoa.
Yeah, he Jedi mind tricked them
Amazing.
by talking about weed. It was weird. It was a strange
Seriously.
situation.
This is the
remarkable.
mattress you're looking for, I guess.
Basically, that's what happened.
It sounds like a skill feat in our game.
Yes.
You,
Yeah.
Yes.
you bring up something unrelated in an attempt to divert your interlocutor's attention.
Mattress
Totally.
shopping is such a strange experience. You feel like there's very few mattress stores that I think you walk into, an actual brick and mortar mattress store,
Yeah,
unless it's a big national chain. All the others feel like they're fronts.
totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I think basically my understanding of it is salesmen of a certain talent level sell homes. The next talent level down sell cars. The next talent level down sell mattresses. So you're getting B or C tier salespeople anytime you're buying a mattress.
Where about shoes? Who? I think they might even be above mattresses in a way.
It's possible. I could have my we need to set up a tier list for this,
Yeah.
obviously. It's possible my rankings are all off. But I had this experience going into this guy's store. I knew I wanted this mattress that I wound up getting this time, which is the Tempur-Pedic firm mattress.
It's right there in the
just
name. This time you know.
Right. And last time I got all confused, I got all mixed around. So this time I just went onto a website and bought a mattress. And I am loving it.
It's great.
I don't know. Do you guys have any feelings about mattresses? Any mattress shopping experiences to share?
I love the new, and by new I mean they've been around for 10 years now, at least, of all of these foam mattresses that you order online, and they come wrapped up in a box and all flattened. When I first had my own apartment without a significant other, I got a Lisa and I loved it. We still have it in our guest room now. When we bought our house now, we got a nice firm cooling technology, Casper, because we're both hot sleepers, and it's really nice. And then I go my parents and I sleep on the mattresses there that are 20, 30 years old. It's oh, that is less comfortable.
Yeah. For me, living in New York and not having a car, this is my luxury item. This is this is the most expensive thing that I own.
That and rent.
That and rent.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
Yes.
The most expensive thing I
extremely
own is
true.
renting my apartment.
Yeah. But it's it's something that it's I'm feeling, I'm in a honeymoon period with it right now. I'm feeling so I'm so excited to go to bed every night. I'm so amped just to lie on it and think I'm enjoying myself right now. This feeling that I'm having right now is a positive feeling. It's making me so happy.
I'm really happy for you, man. That's just a nice story, and I'm so glad.
Lars, how long ago did you get this mattress?
5 nights ago. I've had 5 blissful nights. The first night I was like, oh no, it's too firm. And I couldn't like sleep right on it. And I was like, oh no, what have I done?
What have I done?
Yeah.
The second night I slept really well. So I'm happy now.
So, guys, what do we think? Is Lars going to be a nicer golden tyrant today because of that?
Interesting.
Right.
What if this turns everything around?
I know.
Wait, what do you
Can I have a bite attack?
Yeah, of course you can have a bite
okay,
attack,
perfect.
Zoe.
Whoa.
I mean, I know that you've invested heavily in strength,
Right.
and most bite attacks
It's obviously
are
a
strength.
huge part of my strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm the same. It's the same thing. Oh no, the mattress isn't that good. Oh
He's just better rested.
no. Guys, what if we moved on?
Let's do it.
What if we
It
just
seems
stopped talking
crazy,
about this
but it
and
just
started
might
playing a
work.
game? Yeah, it seems crazy. It just might work. Hey, if you're watching the show on YouTube, would you please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if that's the kind of thing that you're into. If you're listening to us on a podcast app, please leave us a review. Both of those things help us a ton. And you know what else helps us a ton is getting into it and starting to play our game.
Let's go deal with those cultists.
Yeah. This is such a cool encounter.
We're all in the dark.
During your exploration of the swamp deep below the ruins of Gauntlight, you've had a few encounters with creatures called Calignes, a people living deep in the reaches of the Darklands. They live within the shadows and build great civilizations in places of complete darkness. You've found a cult of Calignes relatively close to the surface of Galarian who worship something called Earthagul. You've freed a prisoner of theirs, an Erdefon named Huglu, who took advantage of his newfound mobility to rush headlong into an assault on their territory. Moments after a fight broke out between you, Huglu, and a trio of Calignes, one of these Earthagul cultists cast a powerful darkness spell that has all of you quite literally blinded. You've managed to land a couple of strong hits against the Caligni, and now one of them is starting to explode in a flash of flesh-burning light right in front of your face.
Forgot about that.
Time to take some splat damage.
Before we go into what happens as this Caligni is shaking about and like light is starting to burst from the pores in their skin, I want to flash back to a couple of hours before this moment. And let's talk about a scene that never appeared in our show, but definitely happened between the four of you. It's the morning. It's a beautiful late summer day, and you're enjoying a breakfast of snooks. These flaky pastries filled with savory bits of smoked salmon. They're melt in your mouth delicious. As you're discussing what to do next, a man wearing a black suit and shiny black leather shoes approaches.
Mr. Messy!
That's right. The person approaching you is Wolfgun Messy.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
I love
He's known
Mr.
guy?
Message Board.
I don't
We
know.
casually sometimes refer to him as Mr. Message Board, but he always has interesting things to say. Mr. Messy does. He approaches, and he's got a snook of his own, and he walks up to you and he raises his eyebrows and he says, "It's a beautiful day, isn't it?"
I like to think he came from somewhere else with the snook. It just
Yeah.
magically appeared.
He's like, "I actually have a much better snook guy across town.
How you been?
Those look nice. I've been okay. Been getting my hands dirty, but washing them off, and so nobody's really been much the wiser for what's been going on."
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Great. I was hoping you would pick it up. Here's something else I'm hoping you pick up. It's a crazy world out there, isn't it? Would you agree with that?
Hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That which I've seen of it, yes, normally.
Yeah, especially if you go underground.
I've had a run-in recently with a strange fella. Wears all black, very pale skin. A weird underground kind of guy I've been doing some work with recently. Call them Calignes. Have you heard of these people? Have you heard of these Calignes?
Yeah. Yeah, we've actually encountered some. They,
We have some of their eggs.
That's interesting. I wasn't aware that they laid eggs.
Well, technically, the Chul laid the egg, but then the Caligny took the egg and assumed ownership of it, so it was technically the Caligny's egg. Well, now it's ours.
yeah.
Well, congrats to you and your blessings.
They leave some marks.
They do. Strange folks. Interesting sort of cult-like behavior. They're nice. They seem like nice people, but that's beside the point. You know, I've been hearing rumors that when they die, they explode in a flash of light. This guy that I was doing this job with, we were on a bit of a stakeout, and he was talking to me about what he hopes happens when he goes. It was a very interesting conversation, and I thought that maybe the four of you would be interested in hearing more.
So they all explode when they die.
Oh, sure.
That's fascinating.
Part of their physical makeup.
Do you know why? It's just because it's like genetic?
Some say that they exist in darkness to such a strong extent that all of the light inside of them is trapped until it escapes on their death. But that's not what I want to talk about.
Wait, but
You may have wondered to yourself, how can I keep them from exploding?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe you asked that question and somebody told you something like, you can't stop them from exploding. Does that sound familiar?
There was a voice in my ear that seemed to say that the first time I asked myself that question.
Well, that voice was wrong. They're a fool, a moron, an idiot, shouldn't have whatever position it is that they have of any kind of authority.
It's very
If
harsh.
anybody tells you you can't stop these guys from exploding, they probably don't deserve to be answering those sorts of questions when you ask them.
That's a strong take.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
I like the
necessarily
energy,
thought of
though.
I've only got strong
what was the
takes.
thing about so much light inside you explode?
Oh, ew.
Oh no.
I know where you're heading with this one, and I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't know much about that. What I do know is somebody who gets something wrong, something simple like that wrong, shouldn't be trusted. The truth of the matter is, there's an easy way. If somebody explodes when they die, to stop them from exploding. You just don't kill them.
Just knock them out.
The
You
non-lethal
just knock
strike.
them out. You do a non-lethal strike to one of these folks, they'll just fall unconscious rather than dying and exploding. Anyone who didn't think of that, probably not that smart. Anyway, I'm done with my snook.
If they're knocked out, can you take the light for yourself?
Sure, if you're to then kill them afterwards, and then it would probably burn your skin off. But
Nods way too thoughtfully about this.
I'll leave that to, I'll leave you to that. Anyway, I've got to go. I've got to get some sleep. I've been up all night, so. Toodaloo.
What does he do?
I like that guy.
Oh yeah, you guys hadn't met before, had you?
No. But
Okay,
he's
so
got
that was-
such this great energy I really vibe with.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
Just so cryptic. I wonder what he means.
I know. What kept him up all night? Was he like playing poker or Golem?
And now we are rejoining the action. Mag has just struck one of the Calignes down, and they are starting to explode in a burst of fiery, hot light. Everybody within a 20-foot emanation is going to take some fire damage. I'm going to roll the damage. I'm going to ask people to make reflex saves. I will say that the position of this Caligny that is exploding is in the middle of the room that you're assaulting along with Huglu. Ao and Isthan are both tucked around the corner of a hallway, and are not touched by this. So if you remember last time you fought these creatures, AO was regularly not being targeted. That seems to be happening again right now.
Love that for me.
Lars, Trill is behind one of the Calignes from the point of origin of this explosion. Does she have cover?
So for reflex saves, which is what this is, you do get a bonus if you are behind standard cover, but just being behind people doesn't help you out.
Okay.
Unfortunately. So I need everybody to please make a reflex save.
But not me?
But not, yeah, everybody, this is going to be a reflex save from Huglu, from one of these Calignes, from the Caligny that cast the spell, from Mag, and from Trill. The closest to this exploding Caligny is Mag. So how did Mag do?
26 for Mag.
Okay. So 26 is a success, but not a critical success. So you're going to take half of 17 points of damage. You're going to take 8 points of damage. How was Trill's roll on this?
It's frustrating because reflex is her best save. So she's got a 21 though, because it wasn't a great roll.
Also a success. You will take 8 points of damage. You take half of these 17 points of damage. Huglu got a 10 and is going to take the full 17 points of damage. The Caligny that is in the room with you, not the spellcaster, also failed. Going to take 17 points of damage. And the spellcaster also takes all 17 points of damage. So that is a very fortuitous explosion, as 2 of you are unharmed, 2 of you are just a little bit injured, and the rest of everybody else gets burned away by this like light searing you apart.
I like to think in a truly irritating, like I told you so sort of teenage way, as this is happening, AO does like, remember what Messi said, and like sidesteps this, but like gives everyone just enough warning that it reduces damage.
Perfect. So that's it for Mag's turn, and that means that it is now Isten's turn. Let me give you a lay of the land here as we jump into this next turn. You are in darkness. It is completely dark, pitch black darkness. A magical sphere of inky black shadow has appeared around you. There are 3 rooms that this encounter is taking part across. There is a prison cell where you freed Huglu. There is a hallway that joins that cell, and then there is a bit of a pleasure chamber that these Calignes are staying in. Mag and the Calignes are inside that stately pleasure chamber, of course.
The Caligny Khan did declare.
Yes. Huglu, Isten, and Ao are in that hallway. So when it gets to be your turn, it might be a little bit tricky to really figure out what the area around you looks like. And I am happy to give you information that the map is not giving you, because I do think that you know where the walls are and things like that, even though the map isn't telling you that. So that all said, it is Isten's turn. Isten is around a corner, just saw a torch of flame burst past him. What is Isten going to do?
My initial reaction was I was going to have him free action drop a hand off of his staff, interact, draw his wand of fireball, and then use the cast a spell activity with a fireball. But since they're explosive, I kind of feel like I'm going to do something slightly different. So he's just going to center himself, cast the words of Sure Strike, and strike out into the darkness, because Sure Strike lets you ignore flat checks to...
oh, that's so clever. Nice.
Thank you.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. It made me realize, and since my staff has it on it, I get 4 free ones a day, basically, so might as well use it. I got a 19 on the die for a 37.
And you're targeting the Caligny past the door frame, et cetera, right?
The more injured
I'm going to say
one.
that they have cover to you because you're reaching around a corner to get to them. Even with that cover, you rolled a 37. That's a critical hit by a lot.
Okay, awesome. Then let me look at this. I believe the crit damage is 26 bludgeoning, and 17 fire, and persistent 44 fire damage.
Persistent 4d4 fire damage. I don't care because that Istin reaches around the corner, slams the staff, slams the staff, delivers fire damage into the Caligny. The Caligny bursts into flame. Wolfgun Messi's advice, be damned. There are a number of fire damage coming your way as this creature rips itself apart as the light inside escapes into the outside world. 14 points of fire damage coming at you, and Huglu, Mag, and the spellcasting Caligny are all in the way. How did Mag do on this reflex save?
15, crummy little roll.
Crummy little roll. You're going to take full damage. You take all of these 14 points of damage. The spellcaster rolled a 20 on the die and escaped all of that, and Huglu is going to take full damage as well. Huglu is now badly injured.
Poor Huglu.
As Huglu yells out, "Ah! Damn you, Caligny!" Does this then have more actions? No.
No, that was it.
No. Don't be silly. It is now Huglu's turn. Huglu is filled with rage. Huglu can see in the dark. So Huglu runs forward, brushes past Mag, and he yells, "You'll pay for what you did." Brings his Roka sword up into the air with two hands and tries to sever the head of this Caligny.
Cool.
This is what's called a ravenous attack.
It's
It's going to make one sword strike and one jaws strike. Here comes the sword strike. Good roll. A 26 to hit. That is a hit.
Nice.
The Caligny takes 13 points of damage and then a jaws strike as Huglu snaps forward and tries to bite.
Oh, he's got a bite
And-
attack.
Misses with a 21. That's it for Huglu's turn. It is the top of round 2, and the situation has changed. The two Caligny that were guarding this spellcasting Caligny, the one that took a drink from a jug as you entered the room, they have both fallen and exploded in a spectacular light show. Huglu has left the hallway and has entered the chamber along with Mag. Istin and Ao are in a hallway outside, and Trill is a good distance away in the prison cell from which you freed Huglu. It's now the turn of the spellcaster, this Caligny. He produces a dagger in his hand and stabs it into the side of Huglu's neck, and he says, "You should have stayed, but..."
Oh
It's
my.
a dagger strike against Huglu. 23, that's a hit. Huglu takes 8 points of damage, and Huglu hisses in the Caligny's face, "You should shut up!" which angers the spellcaster. He doesn't like that. So the spellcaster starts casting a spell. I'm just playing this game with myself right now, just by the way. As the spellcaster starts casting a spell, Huglu says, "Ah!" and chomps his fangs into the side of the spellcaster's neck because Huglu has a reactive strike.
Dope. Get it, Huglu.
Huglu rolls a 16,
Oh,
which is a miss.
what? Oh, I thought he 16 plus.
No, sorry, total of 16. Huglu reaches up and grabs his head and goes, "Ah!" as his brain gets invaded by the daze cantrip. Huglu is going to take potentially 12 points of damage unless he can pass this will save. Huglu fails with an 18. Huglu takes all 12 points of damage and passes out because the daze spell does non-lethal damage. So Huglu falls down and falls unconscious. Not dead, unconscious.
Good meat shield.
And that's it for this spellcaster's turn. And that means it is now Trill's turn. Trill, it's dark. You just hear a bunch of people stabbing each other. It's just like crunching sounds, like explosions. It's horrible. What are you going to do?
Honestly, I'm at a bit of a loss for what Trill would be able to do. She's not near anyone. I don't know that anyone needs it. I think I'm going to delay, actually, because I just don't even have an idea yet. I want to see if there's something more specific she can do that would help.
Okay, Trill delays, and it is now Ao's turn.
All right. Ao sort of stealthily flips just south of Mag through the door and over Huglu's dead body, literally, whispers,
Unconscious body?
I'll show you a bite attack. And does TKP, flinging a bunch of teeth from her bandolier where she keeps them in the little sash at the remaining.
Great.
Chomping damage.
Yeah, do we have chomping damage? We don't know any, so far it hasn't seemed to be resistant to any particular damage that we know of, right?
You haven't seen anything like that.
All right, we're going to go with piercing damage then. The piercing of 1,000 different teeth.
There's got to be an album called that, right? Like, there's got to be a math rock album called The Piercing with 1,000 Different Teeth, probably.
I would think so. That is a 31 on the TKP with the teeth.
That hits, yes.
Not a great damage roll. It's an 11.
Okay. But you get the, I need a flat check. I need a DC 11 flat check.
Yeah, but this was so good. How sad are we all going to be? We don't want me to do that, right?
I mean, I'm not going to be super sad. But I mean...
Oh, a 12.
Flat check. Successful.
Heck yeah.
Yes. The teeth fly across the room and you're like shooting at this... You can hear them breathing. You just heard them cast a spell. You saw this flash of light. You know where they are. And yes, your telekinetic projectile connects.
That's my turn. I moved. I TKP'd.
All right. It is now either Trill's turn or Mag's turn if Trill wants to jump back into initiative order.
I'd say Mag.
Okay.
It's just with magic and she can't see anything. I feel like, still
Okay.
not sure.
So, Mag, what are you going to do?
I'm going to move next to the remaining Coligny spellcaster who seems to have just posted up in the bottom corner of this room. And then trying to figure out the most fun way to hit it.
You know what I think is a great way to hit it?
With a hammer?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What other options were you considering?
Like a slam down to trip it, but I don't totally understand the interaction between it being super dark in here and it being tripped. I mean, I guess it would still be tripped and prone and stuff, but
you'd still need to make flat checks for each of those things. So
Exactly.
A slam down is risky.
yeah.
It's a good point.
And AO just went. Like one of the reasons I like to do slam down is to get the thing off guard for AO.
Right.
But now I'm going past AO, so that has me rethinking the deal. And then I was like, okay, what are all my feats again? Maybe I'll just grab it instead. Okay, first we're gonna hit it with a hammer once, and we're just gonna see what happens there.
Let's get a DC 11 flat check.
I would be happy to.
I'm afraid I must insist.
Here it is, 18.
These flat checks are not hindering you that much so far.
So far, so good.
Knock on wood.
Agreed. And here is an Earthbreaker strike. That is a crummy roll. It's only a 22 to hit.
That misses.
Yeah, what episode is it?
This is episode 168.
I'm going to use a hero point and re-roll that.
Great.
And here it comes again.
You don't know when these opportunities to strike are going to come through, given the the whole flat check situation.
Is 36 higher than 22?
36 is higher than 22. 36 is, thanks to Courageous Anthem, a critical hit.
Yeah, baby.
So I'm gonna throw Trill
Ooh.
I'm going to throw Trill a hero point here.
Why, thank you. Where do I see my hero points? Nice.
Yeah, go ahead and roll critical damage and tell me all the other horrible things that happened to me.
Well, let's start with the damage, and then we'll see if the other ones matter. It's 48 damage.
The other ones definitely matter. You feel like this strike has injured the spell-casting Caligny. He hisses back like, "Nang nang bonobo!" And, but he's still up.
Sure. Okay, well, the critical specialization of my hammer is that the target's knocked prone unless they pass a fortitude save.
Let's do it.
So let's do that.
30 on the fortitude save.
30 passes.
Okay.
You are also, from the crushing rune, you are rendered clumsy 1 and enfeebled 1 until the end of your next turn.
Yikes.
That is so good.
That's a yikes from me, folks. Max got an additional action.
Yeah, and I just want to...
Bash and smash all night and each and every day.
I want to bash and smash.
I'm going to grab the thing.
I love it. Let's get a DC 11 flat check, brother.
Because I just feel like... That's another 18 on the flat
my
check.
God.
Wowie zowie.
Yeah.
Wowie zowie. These flat checks are popping off.
And here,
Rank 4 darkness ain't nothing.
Mm-mm.
and here's
Good
a
dark
grapple.
time.
Good tark time.
That is a 34.
Okay, so it's not a 34, it's a 29 with the map, but guess
Oh,
what? That's enough for
apologies.
you to grab a hold of the spellcaster. Spellcaster is grabbed, flat-footed, is going to need to escape, or is going to need to make flat checks. It's a very, very bad situation. And he hisses at you again.
Can you grab a prone thing? So I've sort
Totally.
of knelt down to the ground and I'm like grappling this thing while on the ground.
He's not prone because he passed that fortitude.
Oh,
save.
right. Okay, great. So yeah, big old hammer bash and then a big old bear hug from Miss Magdaruna.
Yeah, being prone and grabbed at the same time is one of those things that makes me want to stop playing. It's so horrible when it happens because I have to, I can't stand up until I escape the grab. So I have to do that first. Then I do stand up. Then you hit me with a reactive strike. It's so awful. But you know what else is not awful is Isthan, and it's his turn.
Actually, I think Trill will go.
Oh,
Sorry.
let's do it.
I
Please.
finally came up with something that Trill can do. I think Trill's got a better idea of where she needs to target her attention.
Okay.
And it's dark. So I think she's going to try and do something that's going to give her some flavor light. And she's going to go ahead and try an electric arc.
So I do need you to make that flat check.
Absolutely. And that's a 13.
What is happening? This
Thank
is so
goodness.
annoying.
Now you know how we feel when we keep failing them.
When did you fail? You failed one last episode.
There's
Nobody's
absolutely
failed.
been flat check ones. It's been flat check scenarios where we have constantly failed the flat check.
I don't know. That doesn't sound right to me. I don't think that's true.
Okay. So
Go
that's
ahead and roll
a
damage.
DC
How much damage
26
am I looking at?
reflex that he's got, and depending on how he does, that'll be 16 points of damage.
Okay, let's see how I do. Oh no! I roll a 1 on the die. Oh, fuck.
Yikes.
That never
Okay.
happens.
I take 32 points of damage from your cantrip.
Trill never does that much damage.
Whoa.
Sucks. I
That's
hate this
nuts.
game.
Does that trigger a reactive strike? I don't know. It just seems
why?
like it would.
Why?
Just because things are going poorly for you, I guess.
They're going so badly. This sucks.
Oh,
Oh wait.
what?
I use my reaction. Occult Ward. I attempt a saving throw against a spell that's cast by a creature. I gain a +2 circumstance bonus to the triggering save. I rolled a 1 anyway. It doesn't matter.
So sorry. So for Trill's last action, she's going to prepare to aid Isthan, I guess.
Okay.
So she'll do some cheering music to help him with an
Ooh,
attack.
love this one.
Yeah, sure. Great. It's Isthen's turn. What is Isthen going to do?
So he starts kind of like tapping his toes and strides up and into the room. And then he's going to just cast Sure Strike and target the Kalini with a strike. Just a regular old strike.
Great.
Do a performance check.
Oh,
This
yeah.
Trill starts playing music.
So that's a 36.
That's like a critical success by 1,000,000.
Amazing.
So you get a +3 because Trill's a master in performance.
Yes. Oh,
This is rotten. I hate this.
I'm so sorry that I'm getting joy out of the schadenfreude I'm getting right now.
Maybe
Lars.
this
I
is what your
apologize
new
for it.
mattress does.
Wait,
great
this is
for
the
us.
mattress's fault?
It's the
Is
only
this the
logical
firm mattress
conclusion.
difference? It does seem really logical.
Okay,
It's such
if
a good point.
somehow
oh, I forgot.
the mattress affects one's dice rolls during a
Uh-huh.
TTRPG,
Uh-huh.
that would make it an amazing sponsor for this podcast.
Oh, that's such a good point. We should reach out to them.
That's like a really solid,
Very potential new sponsor, Tempur-Pedic.
yes.
Yeah.
Top of the list, Tempur-Pedic.
How did Isthen do on his strike?
He did pretty good. So because of the Sure Strike effect, he first rolled a 5, but then he rolled a 14 for a 32 to hit this guy.
+3.
Plus 3, so that's a 35 to hit.
That's a critical hit because of Trill.
Thank you, Trill.
I love when that happens.
Oh, that,
No,
You're very welcome.
that's teamwork
thank you.
making the dream work right there.
What dream? I haven't dreamed in days. My mattress is terrible. I can't sleep.
Well, the dark isn't helping you, clearly.
I don't know what that means. Dark isn't helping you. Roll damage.
Fair enough. Alrighty, here we go.
Roll that critical D.
Oh, that's right. I did
dude.
hit the crit. That is 36 points of bludgeoning damage. I'm going to say, oh, would this change it if it was a non-lethal strike?
You didn't say it was a non-lethal
I
strike,
know.
dude. You didn't say it.
That's true. I mean, it would have connected still. It wouldn't be a crit, though.
Yeah, but you didn't say it.
It's all good, man. It's gonna
We're okay.
splatter.
We're just
All right,
fine.
fair enough.
It's gonna splatter 6 damage at me, and I'll add it to the pile of the 134 remaining hit points that I have, and then we'll heal up.
This is so rude, what you're saying right now.
Or like, let's let the cool thing happen. I'm just saying that we don't need to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
So
He can
so
blow up.
Isthen, but guess what? He doesn't blow up. He still has hit points.
Oh, okay,
No,
cool.
we're good.
Yeah.
We're
So
good.
Isthen critically strikes, and
Wow, this is a strong adversary.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
It's such a good point. All right.
I kept expecting him to, fold like a
Like a
table
cheap
that
suit.
with a wrestler dropping onto it from
Yeah.
above.
Usually casters are not so beefy.
fold
Totally.
like a gimmicked table. Okay, it's the beginning of round 3. Hoogaloo is passed out, and so does nothing. Trill is still in the prison room across a hallway from this larger chamber. Isthen, Ao, and Mag are standing among cushions. The smell of like fading fungal smoke in their noses as they're beating upon a poor defenseless spellcaster in the corner of a room. This spellcaster is clumsy, enfeebled, grabbed, which makes him off guard and immobilized. And you know what he's going to do? Well, you're about to know.
It's gonna
What
whine
he's going
about
to
it.
do, great, is first he's going to attempt to escape from Mag's clutches. 17 on the die, 34 to escape versus your athletics DC.
Yeah, that succeeds.
He starts casting a spell at Mag. You hear him chant, Nyang, Nyang, Bonobo.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's a 32 to whap.
Yeah, that hits.
Whap him. Whap him.
I like
Whap him
that
before
David doesn't even say reactive strike.
Hey,
Well, I
give
sort
me
of
a flat check.
previewed
Give me
that
a
it
flat
was
check. Give me a DC 11 flat check.
Yeah, that's right. You do need
yes.
one of those. Oh, it's a 1.
Oh.
Okay,
Woof.
we're back in business, folks. And business is looking good.
So this thing wriggles free of Mag, and then Mag does a huge wind up and a swing and the miss and just like clobbers the wall next to it.
I think that
And
also
as
triggers one for Miston as well.
God damn it! Yeah, okay. Go ahead and give me a DC 11
Wait,
flat check, please.
is he close enough to Iston?
He is. Yes, he is.
Yep. And I am going to make this a non-lethal strike. I'm
Okay.
Ooh.
declaring it now. Well, on the
I
to
kn-
hit roll is a 20. Now I have to roll the flat check.
So you got a critical hit coming unless you fail the flat check.
I got a 9.
Can you reroll? You got a hero point?
Oh my god.
Do you have an extra hero point? Should I do it?
Yes.
I'm like sort of interested in the spell, you guys. Like I'm kind of like,
Oh, only
That's fine.
Armat would
all
not.
right,
try.
I'll use a hero point and I'll re-roll it.
Okay, hero pointing the flat check. Come on.
Right, let's see. Come on. I think a 17 is gonna do it.
All right.
So I think that's a non-lethal crit
Yeah, it's a non-lethal crit.
for 22 damage.
Great. The spellcaster. Bonk! Passes out.
I wonder what he was gonna cast. First thing, when he wakes up, I'm gonna ask, hey, what were you casting? Remind me. If I forget, you should tell me.
Did the lights come back on?
No, they don't. It's just dark. It's dark for the next minute.
Oh no! Oh, for the next minute. Okay.
I think I have an ever-burning torch in the
Oh yeah,
bag
I
of
have
holding.
one of those.
Is
Not
that
gonna-
strong enough? It's not
Yeah.
strong enough, right?
Mag pulls the torch out, and it is like glows like the ember of a torch. It's fully extinguished in front of her eyes. Like it sheds no light.
Ao sort of petulantly just zaps foxfire around him to sort of like create little fireworks to light things up. It's like a sparkler.
Which I imagine illuminates and sort of dances merrily off the two unconscious forms at the base of the root, right? Don't we have two
Oh yeah.
conked out friend and a conked out foe?
It's true. Yes. These fireworks from Ao drift over the knocked out Erdefon Huglu and this knocked out Caligny spellcaster. And then after about a minute, the darkness magic fades, and you again see the full details of this room with its pillows, furs, and blankets thrown around the room. What do you do?
Did we like bind this guy up? Ao gets out some rope and like make sure that if he wakes up, he's not gonna. I don't know, but like what precautions can you take with a spellcaster to keep? Can you put little like middies on him? Do we have any anti-spellcasting middies?
Some anti-spellcasting? Of course you have that.
Yeah, so we put those on. Mag gets him out of the bag of holding under M for middies, and we get those on his hands and, tie up his legs in a compassionate but preventative way.
Yeah. So you restrain this surviving Caligny while he's still passed out.
Should we? We don't need to restrain Huglu, right? He's our friend. We don't want to.
It would be sort of rude at this point.
I mean, yeah. I just wondered if we still were like vibing with him and wanted him as a pawn of our wills.
It's Huglu's he's no Ogriel. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's
looking at
do
his
him.
token, he kind of looks like a goofball, like with his long tongue coming out, like, I'm gonna get you. Get off my lawn. Yeah, back in 33, things were getting pretty tough. The Dust Bowl wasn't letting us farm. That's how I got this skinny and see-through.
There is a Dust Bowl vibe to Huglu. I completely agree with you.
This used to be a full shirt. Now it's just a few cross strips.
So we're not gonna heal Huglu? Just gonna leave him there?
I assumed we'd heal him up too and keep dragging him around to.
Yeah, it feels kind of bad just leaving him here to die.
Manipulating him for our own use and allowing him to be injured, cool. But leaving him to die, I'm happy to heal him. I think we don't, between us, need much healing. So
I mean, manipulating. We just took advantage of the vengeance he already felt in his heart.
It's synergy, not exploitation.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of the vengeance someone feels in their heart really does sound like manipulating.
Potato.
That's right. Very rarely do you take advantage of somebody's sense of vengeance in like a friendly, positive, productive way. There's usually a dark side to that sort of thing. It's true.
Well, I guess Ao will do some
heal
quick healing on him, and I think Mag needs a little.
Trill just needs a sousson.
Is the idea that we're gonna like vacate the room and then bop this Caligny from a distance? Are we like leaving him here to wake up later? Are we hauling him back to town per tradition?
We could certainly get information from him, though. Hopefully,
Sure. Yeah, we could. We could
wake him up.
try that.
That was what I was hoping for.
What's your beef, Caligny boy?
Yeah, tell us about the details of your defenses.
Tell us about
Of the
Erdefon
Earthagol.
and
who's
Belcora.
Earthagol?
So
Is Earthagol going to be Belcora? Oh, god damn it.
I had a strange thought. That you just made me think of that, but I had a strange thought today, which is what if Mark is Armavdian?
Makes sense.
The longest game.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think, didn't we learn from, who was it? From the little nerd bog mummy. What was his name? Why can't I remember his name? The guy who was trying to become a demi-lich.
Gorsalfith.
Gorsalfith. Didn't he
Gorsalfith.
say that Belcora had taken the Earthagol in order to like torment the Kalini people or like distract them, and they're trying to get it back?
He said that Belcora separated the Calignes from Earthagol by setting up wisps and bog mummies between the Calignes and Earthagol.
Got it. Okay.
But we still don't know what Earthagol is.
You don't.
That's true.
Can we go in scene for a second? Ao is treating wounds. What does that look like?
I think she is half-heartedly wrapping some gauze around Huglu with one hand while scrambling to collect all the teeth she threw with the other.
Okay.
Wouldn't want to leave those behind.
Trill's playing her lute to refocus. Get that focus point back.
Okay. So, as Ao finishes healing Huglu, Huglu sees that he's next to a restrained Caligny and goes, "Yes! Death! Death!" and pounces onto this Caligny. So,
No, should've seen
I
that
guess
coming.
we're rolling initiative again.
Oh, no.
Isn't hold him back!
This is amazing! I'm so happy about this.
Lars,
just
that's
closer.
so good. That's
I don't
so
know
good.
what else. That's just
I love
this
it.
is
No.
the reality of the
Lars,
situation
I
that
makes
makes
love
total
it.
You're right. You're right.
So much. In hindsight, like the end of a well-crafted mystery. In hindsight, it all makes perfect sense. Even though I didn't see it coming.
This
let's
is
get
why
in
we
there.
don't adventure with Erdeffins very often, is my sense.
I feel like you should also dock us all a couple points on initiative for not seeing that.
So we're all standing around like, wait, what?
for keeping this thing alive. Kind of like just like standing around in this room for a while, like just bumming a smoke off each other or whatever the hell it is that we've been doing, and then reviving our like blood sworn enemy like friendo that we've made.
Zoe, how did you do for initiative here?
Ao did all right with a 30.
30, pretty quick. Not the fastest, but very, very quick. How did Armet do?
Istin did sort of middle of the road. He got a 9 on die, which I have to imagine is him just like standing around and being like, oh, nice, Huglu's getting healed. Oh, he's awake, nice. Oh, he's trying to kill the Kalini. That makes sense.
Fangs pop out,
Right.
eyes go wide. How did Robin do on this?
Trill,
Robin, how did Trill do?
Trill got a 31.
Okay. And how did David, how did Mag do?
I feel like, does that mean Trill was like scrying while this just like knew it was coming? Mag roll, that's a natural 1 for Mag.
Okay.
For a 13. And Lars, would it be all right with you if I started this encounter without my weapon in hand? I think Mag was just completely out to lunch
Just
here.
totally.
No.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I'm going to say you're all sitting around healing, unless you really believe that you would have a weapon in hand. I'm going to say you didn't.
No, Mag was like stretching. She, I don't know, snacking,
Great.
checking her texts.
Okay. At the beginning of round 1 of this encounter, still in this room with blankets and what have you, it is Trill's turn.
I think Trill's just gonna electric arc both these motherfuckers.
Okay, great.
She's just tired of this nonsense.
Okay.
It's like when your kids are bickering and you're not sure who started it, so you just like send everyone away.
Everybody go to your room.
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
even wanna
first thing
hear
she's
it.
gonna do though is move back into the hall.
Okay.
Probably
Just
a
in
good
case.
call.
And then second and third action will be electric arc.
Okay. How much damage are we looking at here?
So this will be 17 points of damage.
Okay.
Any other
I'm
reflex
getting
save?
reflex saves from both of these combatants. Somehow, the Caligny that is passed out on the floor got a 20 on the die.
Good for him.
What? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, great. So they're going to take no damage.
Just some
Zuglu,
weekend at
however,
Bernie stuff where right as Trill blasts out lightning, it slumps
Yeah.
down the side of the wall and misses right where it was.
exactly. Huglu, however, rolled a 17.
So Huglu, just avoid. It doesn't really matter the critical. It's not critical, but so Huglu takes 17 points of damage.
Okay, Huglu takes 17 points of damage.
And Trill
looks-
yells at Huglu, "Stop it!"
And Huglu is like zapped in the back. He's like, ah! Ah! And bares his teeth and is like, ah! And just goes into a complete frenzy, just murderous rage.
Great. You're welcome, guys.
It's now the turn of this unconscious guy. He's unconscious and has 0 hit points, which means if you have unconscious and more than 1 hit point, a minimum of 10. Okay, this is a lot of GM fiat kind of stuff happening right now. I'm going to say that he had enough time to get back up to 1 hit point. That he had enough time to get up to 1 hit point. So he's stabilized. So if someone shakes you awake with an interact action, loud noise around you might wake you. At the start of your turn, you automatically attempt a perception check against the noise's DC. So the DC noise of spellcasting is, of course, we know, I don't know, like a 5? So I'm going to roll a perception check versus a 5? Here we go.
Makes sense.
I accidentally rolled initiative. I don't know what's happening. Okay, let's try this again. He's rolling a perception check versus your DC 5.
Guys, we've
He
broken
rolls
Lars.
a 22, which means that he snaps awake and is just like, what? Nang bonobo, meaning, what's going on? Where am I? What's happening? He wakes up at the beginning of his turn. He sees that there is an Ordephon trying to bite his face. He sees that he is restrained. He's going to attempt to escape being restrained. And we're going to say that this is versus Ao's, some DC of Ao's, since Ao put him in the thing. Let's say this is against Ao's crafting DC.
Yeah.
Why?
So
why
this is a
not? I thought it's a
DC
better one.
12.
Can we say like her stealth or her thievery DC?
I'll give you thievery
Okay,
DC.
I'll
I
take
like
that.
thievery
Crafting
DC.
is not a great DC for me. Let's be honest.
So Ao will do thievery DC.
Okay.
So I'm trying to beat your thievery DC, which looks like it's a 26.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. A 2 on the die, a 19 versus your thievery
Okay,
DC.
you carry the 1. I think that's lower, so it doesn't pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he just keeps wriggling. He's like, just like screaming as he's trying to wriggle out of his bonds. This is a 25 versus your thievery DC.
Just underneath that 26 we talked about a few moments ago.
Great. And then this is going to be this is ridiculous. He's trying to escape with his worst possible, is at map minus 10, a 21. So he struggles against Ao's tying to try to get at Huglu and fails. That's the end of his turn. It is now Ao's turn. Ao is in this room right next to Huglu, who she has just brought up to health, brought back to life, and just 10 feet away from this spellcasting Caligny. What is Ao going to do?
Such a good question. So she just sighs deeply to herself because she's just going to TKP those teeth right back at him. And she's annoyed that she's going to have to pick them up again.
Okay.
So she does another round of piercing TKP. That is a 20 to hit.
They wriggle out of the way and scoot out, like the teeth hit the wall behind them as they go, and jerk back away from you.
Then she decides to just zilch Huglu with some foxfire to see if maybe she can she do like a non-lethal foxfire zilch?
It's a great question. Let's see what the non-lethal attacks rules say. You can make a non-lethal attack to knock somebody out. It needs to be a weapon or unarmed attack that doesn't have the non-lethal trait. So this is an unarmed attack. The Foxfire is an unarmed attack, yes.
Okay, so she's going to try and zilch Huglu just to like knock him out and take this situation down a level.
Okay.
And that's a 17 to hit.
So that's 17 because you're going non-lethal is actually a 15,
Uh,
and that misses.
sure. Well, what a good turn.
Okay. So Ao tries magic, tries to get these two just to stop fighting, and it's now Isthan's turn.
Yeah, I guess Isthan will do a non-lethal strike on this Huglu and just try and knock him out again. See if we can't, move on from there.
We're knocking out Huglu?
No, it's
He's kind of the problem here.
near, far, wherever you are.
Oh, that's so
My
funny.
Huglu will go on. 29 to hit, so 27.
That's a critical hit.
This is the non-lethal damage. 15 non-lethal plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huglu gets knocked out at 0 hit points, and Huglu is now unconscious. Death! 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 Bonk, falls over again.
I'm getting a little tired of that guy, I have to say.
He's really kind of obnoxious.
He's only got one note, he
We're in the middle of combat. We're in the middle of combat. Isthan has 2 more actions.
Oh, all right. This guy is restrained though, right? He's actively
correct.
trying to escape. Like what action do I take in order to interview him or restrain him? I guess I just go over, I stride, and then I make an athletics check to grab him.
He's already grabbed. He's restrained. You just knock him out.
All right. Then I will strike again non-lethally.
Great.
Perfect.
Or you could talk to him and try to get him to give up.
Easton's more likely to succeed with the hitting. Let's be real.
Okay.
27 to hit.
That hits. Which means, given that you're going to do more than 1 point of damage, you knock this spellcaster unconscious. Both of them are now knocked out. And you are once more in a situation that we're all very familiar with. You're in a room with 2 unconscious weirdos.
I mean, do we just put him back in his cell at this point? I mean...
Maybe we just, leave them behind to deal with each other? After we, investigate this room first.
Right, and interview the spellcaster.
Yeah, we do need to wake him up and
Right.
find out a couple things, I guess.
Yeah,
Trill starts looking around the room.
Sure. Trill, looking around the room, finds among the various comforts and nice things sprinkled around the room, you find a small pouch. It's got 25 gold pieces, 10 silver pieces, and you also find an interesting looking alchemical item.
Ooh.
If you're interested in that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Does Trill want to take a crack at it first?
I would think it's going to be a crafting check for alchemical, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be a Mag thing. So she waves Mag over.
Mag, do you have any idea what this is?
It's going to be a DC 20 crafting check to identify this.
What's your crafting modifier?
12. Feel free to aid if you like, but
Yeah. I'll do that.
yeah.
Can I do a crafting check to aid?
Absolutely, please.
Alrighty. 16. It's a success.
That's a success. So Mag gets a +1 as she spends 10 minutes trying to identify this alchemical potion.
Ooh. Dice really wobbled around there. It's a 26.
Okay,
+1.
Mag
Plus
identifies
one.
this item. 26. I actually gave you the wrong DC before. 26 is the DC.
Oh.
So that's great. This is something called a cheetah's elixir, and it's a very nice one of these. This is it's a chemical that when you drink it, it strengthens and excites the muscles in your legs, and you get a plus 10-foot status bonus to speed for an hour.
Oh.
It makes your legs able to run really, really well.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like a Magaristan thing. That's cool.
I don't tend to need to move much, and I just got faster.
Right.
But I'm happy to keep this in my inventory too. I mean, if we gotta whatever, sprint to the bottom of the well to get Lassie. That's not.
That's how you get down wells.
Yeah, that, and also Lassie doesn't fall into the well. I'm
Timmy.
What I'm trying to say is that I'm sleepy.
David, what you mean to say is that Lassie encounters innocents who fall down the well and then does a series of cryptic barks to alert Timmy, the protagonist of this show, that they have fallen down a well.
And not only am I trying to say that,
Timmy
I'm trying to
fell
say
down
that, and that's the reason why I'm going to take the cheetah elixir.
Okay, great. Very good. That
nice.
tracks for me.
I knew a fella named Timmy. And Lassie, actually, which was a little confusing because he was...
Mag drinks the elixir and sprints away from Iston.
Nice.
So, you've got... Are we restraining Huglu, or do we want to do that
Yeah, I
again?
think we should restrain both of them.
What if we just move him to a different room?
We could just
Great.
put poor Hooglu
Yeah,
back in the
Mag
prison.
picks the inert Huglu up by the scruff of his neck and drags him back to the room where he came from temporarily and just shuts the door.
Okay.
We
And
could keep him in the bag of
disarming
holding
him.
with the air.
No. Mag leaves him a snack,
You
like
don't
a
want
bowl.
this guy loose in the
Like
bag
when
of
you put
holding.
your dog, when you need to leave your dog in the car for a second on a day of responsible temperature, but you leave the little bowl of water.
You leave the window
maybe
cracked
like
open.
a little, Mag cracks open a window.
You leave a note being like, he's perfectly comfortable. He's listening to his favorite music. This is
The
okay.
AC is on.
Yeah.
The AC is on.
Yeah, dear officer. Yeah.
Okay, so you essentially throw Hooglu back in his cell.
No, I gently place back in his
Gently
crate.
place him back in his cell.
It's great.
I recrate Hooglu.
Well, he was acting out, so it's time to crate him.
No, they need the safety of the four walls.
I'm sorry, but that is so funny that that's how that went. Like, I'm so
love it.
amused that
So
you tried to
funny,
bring this
dude.
guy with you. He immediately misbehaved, and you're like, forget about it. Simply not worth the effort.
So we wake up the other guy.
I leave that to Isthin. Isthin decided not to kill this spellcaster that plunged us into darkness and began, abusing us in various ways for a reason. I assume that to be either because he had some questions or because he wanted to be out of the room when the guy light exploded, or both. But I think Isthin has the wheel here to tell us how he wants to set up the next phase.
Isthin is surprised and is like, really? I get to do the interrogation this time? I'm moving up in the world. Alrighty. I'm going to do the best interrogation I know. I knew, actually, a guy who is really good at
Isthin.
And just remember, Isthin, Mag cuts him off. The first rule of interrogations is that it's about learning things from the other person, not teaching them about you.
Right. Good thinking. You're right. I should make sure he doesn't go on. I'll refocus him to the right areas, Make sure he's really hitting on all the things we want and not harping on about whatever it is he wants to talk about, right?
And Mag taps her forehead, and then she taps Isthin's forehead, and then she taps her own.
I don't understand what you're trying to tell me with that. Should I just get
just
to interviewing this guy?
Yep.
Okay. So I think Isthin crouches down on his haunches and kind of lightly shakes the guy awake and is like, "Hi!
What? Oh, am I dead? Have I died?
No. You're still in this luxuriously appointed room. Good, you're back with us. It sounds like you're conscious. Hey, what spell were you going to cast when I knocked you out, huh?"
And he says, the spell I was about to cast is...
Right.
And we'll pick up from there. Next time.
I love
And guess
it.
what? Everybody gets a bunch of experience points. You level up to level 9. Level 9 time, everybody.
Level
See you
9.
next week.
Level 9.
Roots of Ruin is a Tabletop Gold production produced under the Paizo Incorporated fan content policy, using trademarks and copyrights owned by Paizo that are covered under that policy. The Roots of Ruin is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. All original characters and content in The Roots of Ruin are the property of Tabletop Gold, and all rights are reserved. We at Tabletop Gold would love to hear from you. Visit our website, tabletopgold.com, to learn more about us and our shows, join the Golden Horde to get access to more shows, pick up great merch, and connect to the best online community in all of podcasting. Thanks for listening.